audio is very loud. There we go. That's a little less loud, huh? Okay. More bearable. I'm gonna turn it down even more on my end as well. Don't need to hear something that loud. Let's see. Okay. Nice. Anyways, hi, welcome to the happiest hour. I hope you're all doing so fantastic and so well, and you're staying all warm and snoodly and bundled up and stuff. I want to admit a fault of mine. This is like a naivety. So I bought a bunch of this apple cider because I wanted to stock up, and I've been keeping it in my fridge because I've been like, I love apple cider. I'm gonna drink this all winter. I don't even care if it's not falling. And I thought, you know what? I only have a little left. Why not? Why not eat it or drink it? You know, because it's cold. It's time for me to finish off this apple cider that I've had forever. And like it says here that it expires on 11/26/26. So I was like, this will last forever. Wrong. I was about to go pour myself some, and there's literally mold floating at the bottom of this apple cider. I almost killed myself before the stream even started. Ew! And see, there's like mold in the cap. I almost killed this is what I mean by being an adult, is realizing that you could die in so many ways. Yep, there was mold in there. That's so delicious. I feel so smart. Knowing that I almost poisoned myself. So very fun, very amazing. So yeah, the first lesson of the day is, sure, the expiration date might be 11/26/26. But you should also check your drinks to make sure there's not mold floating in them before you drink them. So, goodbye. That bottle. Because I am not poisoning myself on stream today. Thank you very much. I don't think the I call this TikTok. TikTok has been on everybody's minds, even people that don't really use it like me anymore. Yes, the Twitch gods would not like if I poisoned myself on this app. That's where I was going. So instead, we're gonna be having some hot tea. Big Jimpathy, how is everyone this cold evening? Yeah, great question. It is very cold. Currently it is 33 degrees. Mr. Polytron, hello! So anyways, I'm going to be pouring myself and making some quote-unquote hot tea. It's not very much hot tea. It's a secret recipe. It's called spice tea that my mom makes. It's basically just sugar and tang, and we heat it up, and it tastes delicious. I love salmon. I love salmon too! Very excited about the salmon. I felt like salmon is the best fish. Is salmon the best? Yeah, it's definitely one of the best fish. For sure. Flatlander! Hi, buddy. I'm trying to get ahead on homework because I turned stuff in earlier today that was due yesterday, and I don't know what time management is. Time management doesn't exist when it's this cold outside. Yeah, it doesn't exist when it's this cold outside. I think whenever I eat sushi, I do prefer salmon over tuna. Sometimes tuna freaks me out when it's in its raw state. Is raw sushi or sushi? Or is sushimi the cooked stuff? I always can't remember. I can never remember. Let me show you the salmon I have, because the salmon I have is like quality salmon for once. I didn't get frozen salmon. I actually got quality salmon. So I'm very excited because in Austin, it's very hard to find good salmon, in my opinion, good seafood, in my opinion, because we're in Central Texas and it still has to be frozen and shipped somewhere else. So when I go home to Galveston, we go to the fish market, and I'm talking fish market. I'm talking like Asian fish market, but like right next to the Gulf of Mexico. And quality is just so good. So I go there and I get the fresh seafood and then I bring it home. So yeah, HEB, you know, they have the fresh seafood, but it's expensive. It's expensive when you're in Central Texas. Whereas when you're like right where the source is, it's super fresh and it's super cheap. So I get very defensive about my seafood when it's coming not straight from, I see the sea. Like if I can't see the ocean, I don't want to eat seafood, you know? Oh, you love the hoodie? Taylor Swift. I heard she's in some deep shit, some deep water. I honestly don't keep up with her anymore. Can somebody tell me the tea? What'd she do this time? This is the back. It's a fucking sick hoodie. I spent a lot of money on this. Like, I think I spent like $65 on this, but it's like a super soft hoodie. And I'm gonna flash you for a second because I'm just repping two groups that I listen to. Taylor Swift, not necessarily a group, I guess an individual person. And then the Black Keys underneath, which when I was in middle school, it was like Hello Goodbye, Black Keys, Taylor Swift, Owl City. Those were like my top musical artists. And so it's funny that I am actually currently flashing you and showing that I'm layering two middle school artists of mine at a time. Why is this fucking hoodie? But this is like the most comfortable hoodie, and because it's so cold outside, I needed something. But let me show you the salmon. Hold on. We're good. Look at my salmon. Check it out. I will turn on the second camera for you so you can see the color. And my mommy's handwriting, because my mommy vacuum sealed it for me because it's from Galveston. But check that salmon out. It's just beautiful. Like there's still flakes on here. Like this was like cut from a fish. Like directly cut from the fish. That was too fun. Pass up. But beautiful pieces of salmon. So these are the salmon that we will be cooking. But that's, I'm gonna put this back in the fridge because this is not the main show. This is not the main part of the stream today. It is making mushroom risotto. I've made risotto once or twice, but I've been really craving it, and I really love mushrooms, and mushrooms just sound absolutely delicious. And this mushroom risotto has a little cheese and like the mushrooms, and it just sounds super, super homey. Oh, hold on. Please, hello. It sounds very homey and delicious for like a cold stream like this. So, hot. So. This tea is extra hot today, ladies and gentlemen. No. Actually, kind of fitting. Because how are we all feeling? How are we all feeling with the cold front? At least in my area, in Texas, we have mega cold front. It's supposed to snow tomorrow. Since when? Since when does it snow? What is going on here? I am noticing that this is messed up. Let me edit this. Give me a sec. Oop. Oh. What the heck? My stuff is going crazy. Okay. There we go. Now you can sort of read it. Yeah, since it's gonna, today it's supposed to snow in Texas tonight. And then it's also the inauguration day and MLK Day. Man, so I was listening to a radio station in Austin. Not the one I used to work at all. Sorry, no offense. But I say not the one I work at because like they would never do something like this. My the radio station I was listening to was playing all black artists, and they were playing some of my favorite bangers. They played some Silk Sonic. They played Outkast, which you know I love me some Outkast. So I was having a great day. I was listening to the channel like almost all day. It was really great. It started snowing here already. Nothing sticks, but definitely not rain. Really? You're in San Antonio, right? I'm gonna see if... Let's see. Right now, Subi is out peeing our dog. I want to make sure she doesn't freeze like a popsicle. Waco! You're so close! You're so close! Bring it down here. I want Subi to experience snow. Let me go see if Subi, my dog, is a popsicle. So I'll be right back. Make sure my cat doesn't drink my tea. Okay, so just so you know that I'm not a bad, you know, dog owner or whatever, I probably hate life less than San Antonio. I do love San Antonio. But just so you know, I'm not a bad dog owner, alright? I tried to get her to come in, and my dog, Subi, is so enjoying this weather, so she's just chilling and just sitting in the middle of the yard. And when I was like, Subi, come in, she just went. I think that she is mixed. I think she's like a golden retriever mixed with a Great Pyrenees. So she absolutely loves her yard. Then on top of that, she's a little disabled girl, so she can't open her mouth wide enough to pant. So when it gets really cold outside, she loves it because she can regulate her body temperature properly. So we're gonna try. I have a timer for 10 more minutes. So in like 10 minutes or so, we'll go get the goop back. But I'm really excited. I really hope it snows. I really hope it snows in Texas. Like, that would be so much fun, and then I could see our dog's reaction to snow for the first time. And since I'm not working anymore, since I was laid off, well, I get to stay home and enjoy a snow day at home. So I'm really, really hoping for it, right? I'm really hoping for it. So, let's talk risotto. Actually, first, well, we can do a cheers in a second. My tea is too hot. Oh, how are we feeling about other things, everybody? Like inauguration day things. Did my light just flicker on and off? You guys see that? I said inauguration day, and the ghosts in this house were like, ah! Okay, weird. Anyways, yeah, the ghosts are trying to haunt me because they know today is inauguration day. But before we get into that, I am using this recipe for mushroom risotto from All Recipes. It's just called like gourmet mushroom risotto. And I'm gonna start collecting my ingredients. So you'll see them here on the stove cam. And we have our handy dandy little portable stove, and we're gonna make all of it here. So I'm really excited. It's gonna be cozy. We're gonna be warm. We're gonna talk about good, happy things. And we'll just talk about the inauguration for like 2 seconds, because nobody fucking wants to think about that shit, right? Like, I didn't watch that shit. I didn't want to watch that shit. We'll get to that. Okay, let me start getting the ingredients together. So I'm going to turn up the music slightly so that we can enjoy a little bit more of the tunes as I prep. That was my tea. That was hot. That's true. Okay, here we go. So, we have all of our ingredients now. Welcome back. I said welcome back, but, okay, Flatlander, I will get to all of this in 1 minute. Before I forget, I'm going to explain what I have for my ingredients, and then we could drink some tea and dish some tea, because, yeah, I feel like you would like to chat about it, and I'm down. So, we need 6 cups of chicken broth, or as needed. I have 4 cups of chicken broth. If I need more, I have some vegetable broth or beef broth in the pantry I can use. Some olive oil, mushrooms, you know, of course, mushroom risotto, makes sense. 2 medium shallots diced. I'm just gonna do this one big one. Some arborio rice, which my mom actually gave me, this Tex-Mati Italian style risotto rice, because my mom was like, I need risotto once, and I didn't understand how to do it, and I didn't like it. Like, you know what, fair. White wine. I have more in the fridge, but this is what we have in this bottle. Butter. Chives. I don't have chives, but I have green onions that I actually continuously regrow with the regrowing green onion hack. And so we're just going to use that because I really like the taste. And then Parmesan cheese. Freshly grated, but I'll be completely honest, I just use this brand. What is it? The Sartori? It's like Sartori. It's like this kind. And it's freshly grated at some point. And I like it. And it's cheap. It's cheaper than buying the blocks. In this economy, freshly grated Parmesan cheese, no. But this tastes delicious, so. And then sea salt and ground pepper. So, we got everything. We have everything here, which means we can kind of get started. So, sorry. Would stay, but your chat is political. Here for cooking. not posturizing. Wish you well. Oh my goodness. Wow. Thank you for coming in. But unfortunately, we do have to talk about politics, and today is the inauguration day. So I think it is important that we do discuss these matters. Typically, that is not the type of content that I do, but you know, I am open to having discussions, especially with people like Flatlander, because I know that we you know, he just wants to know, and I think that's okay. I'm any other day, I would not really enjoy being too political, but I feel like today is the day that you can talk about politics. So, / you kind of should. So, I appreciate you stopping by, though. I don't know if you're still here, but if you're not, I am so sorry. But I am kind of also not sorry, because it is a very big day today. So, thanks for coming in. Okay, Flatlander. Let me get this set up while I read. The fact that Abbott demanded that the flags be raised for this is wild due to such a bootlicker. How do we feel about Trump saving TikTok? Because that obviously wasn't pre-planned publicity or anything, right? Big Jimothy, lol, bye. I mean, he's our president. Whether or not we support him, all we could do is hope for the best. No, exactly. And honestly, after reading your comments, that nothing you said is politically charged. You're literally just talking about the same type of topics that you would hear if you just, you know, turned on the news. Sorry, but politics are part of yes, and I mean, Big Jimothy knows I am not somebody that's like incredibly into politics at all. But once again, I feel like if I was going to bring politics into a cooking stream, it would be today, right? Like today, whenever the inauguration's happening, there's a whole issue with TikTok. It is literally MLK Day. Like, there are a lot of things politically charged about today, so I think it's important to talk about that. Where the fuck is my time? Hey, Big Jimothy, if you're listening, you should totally let Subi in. Thanks. Let's see. Nuh-uh, you can't comment on stuff that affects everyone during a major historical event. Stick to cooking, you dumb explicitive, is basically what the guy... That's not basically what they said. I understand that they want to just, like, relax and not probably hear about politics while I'm cooking some mushroom risotto. I understand. But, again, today is the day if we were going to have discussions about politics. So, you know, hope they come back for another stream, but if they don't, like, do not... Big Jimothy, this is my stream. I will revoke moderator positions if you do that. Do not do that. That person did nothing wrong. You know? They just said, I don't want to hear about politics, and moved on. Which is fine. Okay, sorry. To answer your questions, Flatlander, not necessarily questions, but comments. It's so the first thing about Abbott, it's really funny you say that. Our neighbor, who like we've been thinking, he's this older gentleman, and some of the things, the longer we live near him, the more I've been like, I don't know if I could get along with this man. And today he decided to put this giant American flag out in his yard, and Big Jimothy and I are just like, I see. Today is the day you raise your flag. That is interesting. And Trump saving TikTok. Yeah, that... Come on. Come on. Like, it's so obvious that it hurts. You know? So obvious it hurts. It is rude. But, I mean, again... It's people's opinion, it's fine. I'll mod and give Jim the ban. Fight, fight, fight! I have an 8-foot mod sword, good luck. You have a strategic advantage. Yeah. I do TV news for a living. I need to find a place to be me and have fun. You have all decided that is bad, never even gave me a chance. No, I literally, yeah, that's what I was saying. I feel like you just wanted a space to not have to talk about politics, and I understand. But, you know, unfortunately, I do feel like today is at least the most important time to talk about politics. So. That's the tea. Everybody apologized to them, okay? They still stuck around and they heard us out, all right? And I promise this isn't going to be an entire cooking stream about politics. I just wanted to address it before we even get started so that like we can get the bad juju out of the way and then cook, right? But no, it's very interesting. And like I was saying earlier, you know, like one of my favorite radio stations was doing the whole, you know, MLK playing only black artists on the radio. And that was just like such a refreshing reminder of like, okay, we're still all a community. We still have our own individual people in America. And despite what happens, I mean, the most important part is community and celebrating each other and our differences in creating culture and retaining culture and allowing others to express themselves. And I think that having a platform like this where you are so public, you know, I want to be able to create a community that is, you know, inclusive for those minorities as well as just anybody. So, oh my goodness, Big Timothy, calm your horses, please. For the sake of the stream, I am going to start the risotto, and you are more than welcome to continue talking about politics. But to be completely honest, I did not watch the inauguration, and I'm just kind of waiting for somebody to do a recap video so I can watch it like that. But I've heard all of the craziness, including, you know, having all of the big kahuna rich people at the front lines. That's very interesting. Okay, so before I even start this, hold on. I have to cut some shit, right? Yeah. I should probably, so we're gonna gather all the ingredients. We have to cut it all up. Warm broth in a saucepan over low heat. Meanwhile, warm 2 tablespoons of olive oil in a large saucepan. Add quarter of a lemon, blah blah. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and cut all the mushrooms up first. I mean, I never said anything bad about anyone except Jim. Not apologizing for my Avid comment because the president literally died, but he seems celebrating an office change is more important based on that. Yay, mushrooms! There's not a lot of people in Texas who like Avid either. So I do agree, that's not necessarily a polarizing opinion either. But we live and we learn. Just kidding, nobody learns anything. It's mushroom time, baby. So first question. Yes, never mind. Answer the question. All you have to do is read the friggin' instructions. So we need about, for this mushroom risotto, we're gonna need about, so it's a pound of portobello mushrooms and then a pound of white mushrooms. So this whole thing is a pound, and this is about 5 ounces. I'm just gonna eyeball it with something like, that's the best part about cooking, is you really don't have to go by many instructions if you're just cooking for fun. So I'm gonna watch these. Before we do, let's reset everybody. This is a safe space. Please feel free. I know everybody is upset today, and there are, not everybody, but I know that there's a lot of strong opinions today. and a lot of uncertainty. So if this is a place that makes you feel comfortable to rant about it, you're more than welcome to. I probably will not be answering every single comment because, again, do not want this to be that kind of a space. But I think it's important to, again, be there for each other, create community. And if you'd like to do that here, you're more than welcome to. And at the end of the day, we will all be able to finish and watch me cook a delicious risotto. So, oh, risotto! Hello, first time chat. Nice to see you. All chill here. Just want to make sure everyone is respectful to you. I appreciate it. I didn't take any offense by that original comment. So, in all fairness, both parties mostly suck, with a few exceptions. Exactly. Can we just all agree? We are all doomed. No matter where you are, we're just all doomed. That's fine. LOL, hi. It's just Phoenix. Okay, so we're gonna do a cheers so that I can get this shit started and get this on the road. So I hope you're doing all okay. So we're gonna cheers for the happiest hour today. We're gonna cheers to you. You made it through Monday. You got through. Hopefully you had a tasty meal. If not, I'm gonna show you a tasty meal and then I'll feed it to you through the camera and then you can like suck in some air and then feel like, you know, you're doing something good. So, cheers everybody to the happiest hour, and I hope you can make it through the rest of your Monday in a positive-ish way through this, and watching me be an idiot and maybe fuck this dinner up. Anyways, cheers! Delicious. You're supposed to type cheers in the chat, everybody. There you go. I'll do it for you. And we also have a free cheers mode, so please use that if you'd like. Okay. First of all. Yes, I love the Lucy mode. Whisper me the address. I'll pull up and make sure there are no leftovers. Oh my god. That is so funny. One more second. So, let me go ahead and wash these guys. I'm gonna need a colander. Oh, you know what? I got the salad spinner here. Okay. So I'm just gonna throw a bunch. Oh my gosh, I love, you know what? I love when Grocery Emily aligns with Stream Emily, because Grocery Emily remembered to get pre-cut mushrooms. So I don't have to cut these too much. I love when Grocery Emily is nice to me. And she says, you know what, on stream she's not going to want to individually cut all these mushrooms. Why don't I get some pre-cut ones and then she could just chop them up roughly and it should work well. I love Grocery Emily. Thank you, Emily from the past. Sorry. Big Jimothy just came in and showed me the dog. Dog is here. So, if anybody has some worries or troubles, don't worry. We have a dog and a cat here that are both incredibly cuddly and they cuddle with each other. So, that's how you know it's a good time. Okay, I'm gonna salad spin this. Whee! Whee! And then I'm gonna open this up. Okay, we got some liquid, some juice. That's delicious. Jim Arm cameo. He just laughed. Ooh, I would have pet the dog. Do you want to see the dog? The dog. Okay, I'm going to show you the dog. Hold on. Let me get it bigger. I have a dog and a cat now. Dog, come here. There she is! They were requesting you on the stream, Subi. Her full name is Subaru, like the car, except for woo because she woo-woo-woos when she barks. So, That is the Subaru, and see, that's her Lammy. I'm not gonna touch it, but let me just turn it around. You can see what the heck she did to Lammy. Explain to the stream what you did to Lammy, Subaru. Well, since she won't tell you, she completely ate off both of Lammy's ears. Like a psychopath. Like a psychopath. So, my dog ate both of the ears off. And I saw her do one of them, but then the other one I didn't find until I was picking up her poop, and I was like, ew, what is in here? And I realized that it was one of Lammy's ears. So, I counted calories yesterday, but I counted way too many because my friend paid me with food and money to mount their TV. A whole pint of Ben & Jerry's, and it's not, oh, that sounds good though. LOL. Thank you. It's just Phoenix. I'm glad you enjoy. Oh, and she loves to bring me things on stream. Yeah, it's just dog things, you know. She's sweet, but if a human did that, I feel like they would be in a special place, getting some help. Oh, I have this. So, you know, we got a new cat as well. Let me get it. So we got a cat too, because our dog is also obsessed with cats. She hates dogs, absolutely hates dogs, loves cats so much. And we got this cat, and of course we can't just get a normal animal. All of our animals, just like us, are a little bit fucked up somehow. Hey, do you see this? She is shoving her ball in my ass cheeks. You were not allowed to do that. You were my child, and that is weird. Only certain, you know, suitors in the night might be able to do that, but not you. But yes, so our cat is a little weird too. We named her Bud. And she's incredibly overly affectionate, which is good, because we need that in our lives. We've had a very hard year. And we learned that if she finds a certain blanket or like a cardigan or something, she really, really, really enjoys kneading soft blankets and cardigans and soft surfaces and suckling on them. Like full on, like it's her. Oh, thank you for the ball. Here you go. Full on suckling on things like it's her mommy's teat, which is great and adorable when I describe it to you. But for me, I'm finding it really disgusting because like today, I had a scarf that I was keeping over there, and I guess when I wasn't looking, our cat jumped up and started sucking on the scarf because I picked up the scarf to go outside and I put it around the neck, and the scarf just had this soaking wet spot, and it just hit my neck, and I was like, oh my god. So yeah, anyways, my cat likes to suckle like a freak. She's probably taken away from her mommy too young or something, or didn't ever have a mommy, which is very sad. Sometimes she'll also, this is where it really draws the line. Sometimes Bug will, like, I have this like really, really, really soft sweater that I like to wear inside only that my mom got me for Christmas, and sometimes Bug will go and sit on me when I have the cardigan on, and then she'll start suckling on the cardigan, which is gross, but she'll suckle on the cardigan, and she only likes to do it where like the cardigan hits my breasts. So she'll do that, and I'm like, ew, stop. It's like I'm breastfeeding you, and I really don't like that. As somebody who's never had children, I feel like I'm still too young to be a mother. So it's kind of a freak. We love her, but she's a bit of a freak. Okay. Anyways, that was a fun story that I got to tell you while I chopped up mushrooms. So, yeah, I can see how that could be awkward. Yeah, and she's very cute when she does it, but she's a little freaky. Em and I got Tips Treats today and ate some of their brownie bar things. So good. Yes, we did, and it was so delicious, and we still have some left. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna chop this shallot and no. Ew. Like, not the nicest looking shallot, but it'll do. And I'm not really that big into onions. Welcome to, it's just Phoenix, welcome to my channel where I do cooking streams, but I also don't really like onions. But I do use them. I am now a grown adult who will in fact use onions, and shallots and many other things. Wow, this is my first time realizing that shallots, there's like 2 in 1. I didn't realize that. Well, I will only be using 1 today. I don't know which side I would like to use. Maybe this one? The Spider-Verse movies. Like the animated one? Yeah, this is a very large shallot. I guess I'm not used to shallots. Ew. This one's like dirty. Okay. It legitimately, like, has dirt on it. I'm going to for sure wash this. I can smell the soil. Yes, I'm not also that into superhero movies, but I do really enjoy Spider-Man. I think every single Spider-Man movie I've enjoyed. The problem is I've missed a lot of... Oh, what's up, my friend Hentai Lord? We are in dirty shallot territory. Because onions are for poor people. For sure. And with no taste. Yeah, look at how dirty these shallots are. That's disgusting. Let me wash these in my hands. These are some, like, major farm-to-table shallots. I'm even gonna have to wipe off my cutting board because that was so disgusting. I gave my cutting board a rinse. I'm gonna wipe this off. Em, I missed why you got laid off. Did you take too many animals home? That is hilarious. Yes, for those of you that don't know, I got laid off last Wednesday out of the blue. And that's not even the worst part, okay? The worst part, and the funniest part, actually, is that this is my second time this year, well, not in 2025, okay, second time in a year that I have been laid off. So, I got laid off the day before my anniversary of getting laid off at my other job, you know, a year prior. So, that was fun. And I got laid off. I was working, very big oof. So I was working at an animal shelter, and it was the first time that they ever did layoffs, and they laid off 10% of their company out of the blue. So, that was me. I was part of that 10%, and so now my position doesn't even exist anymore. I'm quote-unquote employed, but I've only worked a handful of shifts, and I'm not making shit. What are you doing now? I know, me and you have been, like, Flatlander and I are besties, because this entire time we've been on this, like, unemployment journey together, because it's just been absolutely, it's not fun out here. It's not. It's just not fun out here. Man, this is a big shallot. Well, now you could say you are in the 10%. It's just Phoenix. I hope you stick around. You have the humor that we all possess here at the Happiest Hour. You're so right, though. I can start telling people I'm now a part of the 10%. That's so much fun. Okay, this is a pretty big shallot. I feel like I just need to cut up this part. They don't even put me on the schedule. Next week, I got hired as a bartender and a server at 2 restaurants, and I'm on neither schedule. Is it because it's like the slow season or something? Like for servers? I don't really know. I've never worked in the restaurant biz. Despite, I know that's ironic, since I am currently doing a cooking stream. But this is a hobby, clearly by my knife cutting skills. Yeah, it still hasn't hit, honestly. Like, it won't hit until a few days from now that I haven't been working. Oh, that one hurt my eyes. Tears go away. Tears go away! Or else they're gonna be making edits and be like, girl cries over losing her job on a Twitch stream. I don't want that. No one needs that. Oh, gosh. Okay. The manager messaged me at like 1 a.m. and said she forgot me and would ask the other managers to pencil me in. He won't. And I can't work the weekend when she works. That is so annoying. I would consider cooking streams to be in the culinary industry. If nothing else, you are helping others learn a new recipe or technique. Correct. I would not say I'm a professional. Absolutely not. But it's like, okay, this is so silly, but I feel like, I don't know, everybody put in your opinions. My regulars put in your opinions. It feels like my streams are just like the equivalent to watching your mother cook in the kitchen. You know? I'm just a little bit more crude than your mother, but you're like watching your mom cook in the kitchen, where she doesn't really know anything, but damn does she make some good ass food. So I feel like that's how I would describe myself, right? Figured it would be a job until I found, sorry, I didn't get to read the rest of that. Until I found a real job, but it's not really working that way. I mean, that's how I felt about this one. This was just kind of like my buffer job. But unfortunately, yeah, I got laid off from my buffer job. How fun. Okay, so we gathered all the ingredients. And now let's get our saucepan hooked up. I have been trying to force myself to use more stainless steel and cast iron. So we're gonna lock her up. She is on. The beauty that she is. But for cast iron, the trick is you need to heat it up enough before you even attempt to put anything on it, right? So we have to give this a minute. While I finish my tea. 2025 is our year. It is. I'm still believing that, Flatliner. Well, as someone who has worked in the culinary industry in the past, I learned a bunch from streams and cooking shows, both before and after said jobs. That's awesome. Yeah, I am obsessed with watching cooking videos on YouTube and on Instagram and everything else. So a majority of my feed are just people cooking. So this is just kind of more of a, hey, let's hang out. Let's see if I can make this recipe. And I can teach you some things that, like, I have just learned over the years. being somebody that cooks literally daily, I cook almost about every single day, actually. So, we're supposed to warm the broth in a saucepan over low heat. Which I can just warm that in the microwave, to be honest. And we're supposed to do about 6 cups, right? So instead, I guess I could warm it in the back stove. That might be better. I just started cooking with cast iron the other day, and I've preheated every time. It just seems logical. It does seem logical. It's just like when you're in a hurry, you're like, no, I gotta go. But do you know the water trick? I don't remember what the actual scientific term is, but I'll show you the water trick once this is done. But let me go ahead and start preheating broth. Give me a minute. Okay, so this is 4 cups. Again, it said 6. We might just try 4. Okay, you know what? To make my life easier, we are going to listen to the recipe for once. Add 2 cups of chicken broth then. I will listen to the recipe for once. Hey, I already didn't listen to the amount of mushrooms, so I might as well add 2 more cups of stock or broth into here. There we go. I did it. I did it. I did it. You're so welcome. I followed the recipe. Okay, so let me put this in the fridge. And let me show you the water trick. This is from the, again, I'm still learning how to use cast iron, but I'm trying, I mean, and you just saw me like cut on a plastic cutting board. I just lost my job, okay? I can't afford to upgrade any of my kitchen shit, right? But cooking on cast iron is healthier for you than non-stick. Not to be hippy-dippy, I'm not necessarily hippy-dippy, but like, it's just more professional. This is like a way to upgrade how you cook. Like, it's just like a different, like, if you want to level up your cooking, using cast iron and stainless steel is great because it creates like an actual even surface for cooking, and it heats up pretty. Everyone sub at tier 3. That would be very nice. You don't have to, but that would be very nice. But it just creates like a more even surface for cooking. And from my understanding, you know, you don't cook with microplastics, and no one wants that in your body. Like, if you don't, like, I know I have again, I would love a wooden cutting board, but it's not the case. So, ad break! Do we want to do a dance party? So if you're a subscriber, we actually do subscriber-only dance parties, and it's very fun. Subi is shoving her ball up my butt again. Hello? I know. Hello. It's okay. She pretends like we didn't play all day. Oh. Let me show you the water trick before you go. So you get a little water on your hands. Okay, that is not ready. Did you see how it just bubbled? How it just boiled? That is not a preheated pan. Okay? And once it preheats, it does a super cool thing that I can show you after the ad break. I promise it'll be worth it. In the meantime, make some music to do our dance party with. How are you doing, subscribers? Nah, baking is science, cooking is an art. Cooking is an art. You don't need to follow the recipe. Baking, you need to follow the recipe. For sure. You need to follow the recipe for baking. Sure is that. That is not even on! What is my problem? What the heck? Oh no! What the heck? I ran out of butane! God damn it! Did I really just run out of butane? No! What the heck? Oh my god, y'all. I just ran out of fucking butane. How did this happen? What? It's always something, isn't it? What the heck? Did I really? This is such a shame. That is like the biggest shame in the world. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Ugh. Where's the spare butane? I'll bring some for a slab of salmon. Like, there's nothing in here. Oh no, this is such a shame, everyone. Oh, this is, what a shame. No! I don't want to move to that stove. That stove's not nice to me. Shit, y'all. That sucks, guys. I was gonna do a fun little dance party, and now I'm very bummed. Okay, well, I think I will be right back because this stove is not working, and this is just like the biggest shame of my entire life, of my entire existence, is this freaking stove not working. And now I have to figure out what I'm gonna do. How am I gonna cook this? I can't move this over there. Alright, well, I gotta think about this. We might need to move on to the salmon, because the salmon... You know what? We are going to move on to the salmon. You're gonna watch them, okay? Okay. Okay. Hi! If you're back from the ad break, my butane died, so we are moving on. And while the risotto preheats over here, we're gonna make salmon. We're gonna make salmon broth. We're changing it, right? We're gonna change. It's fine. We're gonna change it a little bit. It's fine. Everything's fine. Actually, let me continue getting everything finished. That was all good news. This is half a cup, exactly, which is exactly what I needed. So, air fryer salmon. I know. We're gonna do that now, Flatlander. We will do it. Today is the day that you get to learn how to make some air fryer salmon. So, there is a salmon recipe. Phone. Here's my phone. There is a salmon recipe that I do enjoy. And it's very, very good. And I have it here. Let's see. So if you ever want to save recipes that are from online, this app called Copy Me That, best thing in the world. Highly suggested. There is a salmon recipe that's so delicious. Ooh. Which one do I want to do? We have some fun. Okay, this is what we're going to do. I would say there's a normal way. Several ways are normal. That's true. I also want to know how to cook it normally. I really like to pan fry it, and I'm very sad that my thing died because I was going to pan sear it. But it's okay. We're gonna work through it. And thank you for sticking around despite everything. Let me check to see how things are going on the risotto. This is so upsetting. I can't show you the risotto. Okay, but I'll show you the water trick because you've asked for it, right? Let's see if I can do it quick enough. Okay, this is the water trick. Oh, you can't really see it. Do you see it? Do you see how I will do it on the big screen. I'll do it on the big screen for you. Okay? Try it again. Do you see how everything is bouncing and it creates like one big bubble? That's how you know it's preheated. That is how you know it's preheated and that you can continue on with the rest of your cooking. So, bear with me. I'm sorry that my butane stove died, but it's about to snow. I'm not going outside. Are you kidding me? So what we're going to do first is we're going to heat up some olive oil in the saucepan over medium-high heat. I'm going to turn down the heat. Actually, it's about on medium-high heat right now, so it should be okay. So I'm going to put the olive oil in the saucepan, and then I'm going to add the mushrooms, and then we're just going to cook the mushrooms until soft, and then we set them aside. So. And it's very important to continue when you're doing a cast iron. It's like 7 on the dial. No, on my stove, I have the quick boils to side, and I have it on like 3. But again, it's up to your stove, but my stove on that quick boil burner, a 3 is medium high for me. And with cast iron, you also need to make sure that you do have a good base of an oil after it's preheated. So you preheat it, and then you put the oil on, and then you put your stuff on, and you just continuously mix it. And that's what keeps it from not sticking on the bottom, is the preheating. So my chunks are a little bigger. Sorry, had to say that. And so I'm gonna let it cook for a little longer than 2 minutes, like it says in the recipe. And that's just because, again, I made some bigger chunks. So sad that my butane stove decided to die during a snowstorm. That's fun. But again, we're gonna do it back here, and now you get to see my little frumpy butt the whole time, and that's exciting. And typically at this point, I do also like to season the mushrooms, but I'm kind of craving just mushrooms on its own, but normally I would add some like garlic powder or onion powder, but I really just want the mushrooms on its own. So, yeah. So next up, we're going to take out the mushrooms out of the pan after they're done cooking and put them back into their original bowl, and then we're going to put some more olive oil down and then throw in the shallots. So, frumpy butt time! This is about the consistency that I like for my mushrooms, and they're gonna cook more in the risotto, but they actually start like creating some liquid, and that's fun. I like the juice. I'm sorry I'm not like actively looking at your messages right now if you're saying anything. Let me go back and see. I just started 2 fires with ramen. 2 fires! I have one reheating pizza! There's definitely a common way that I don't know. Huh. 2025 is when you figure out cooking, for sure. That's a good goal. Using olive oil and haven't had any stick issues. Maybe some part of me is destined to be a cook. Yeah, no, that's a great time. Make sure you are using cooking olive oil, because typical olive oil cannot be heated at higher temperatures. So I'll show you what I use. Give me a second. I'm gonna put the shallots on. So I just put some more olive oil down. Let me show you the olive oil I use. So, this is so fun and important. There's different olive oils, and let me put the shallots in and tell you more. Shallots are in, and I turned it down slightly, but these are 2 different types of olive oils, and it's very important to know that there's actually olive oils that are meant for frying, sauteing, and baking. It's refined olive oil versus this, the extra virgin olive oil. This is the one that actually can become, and this isn't like a woo hippie thing, but like extra virgin, I believe it is extra processed, it actually can. It breaks down differently, and so it actually is not the best. Your body cannot process extra virgin olive oil if it gets too hot under like a certain